Now, I'll be one of the first ones to admit that my college basketball knowledge is not quite up there with other basketball lovers or fellow basketball YouTubers. But something that has caught my eye and is mind-blowing that I couldn't pass up the chance to talk about it. If this particular player keeps up this play, he could write his name in history along the same names as TJ Ford, Lonzo Ball, and Trae Young. Minus Trae, no one of these guys are exactly stars, but they all had solid careers in the NBA. But this particular player isn't even on any NBA draft boards. So today, I want to talk about and put the name out there for Tasmanian point guard out of California Baptist University, Taran Armstrong. Before we get started, it would mean so much if you guys could like this video to get this video out there on the YouTube algorithm so more people can hear about this guy. And if you enjoy this, subscribe to my channel so you can get a random Aussie's opinion on all things basketball. Cheers. So who is Taran Armstrong? Well, Taran is a 6'5" Aussie point guard out of Tasmania that is currently lining up with the California Baptist University. Before I get into what he's currently doing, I want you guys to see what he did before, just to get some context. Before Taran went off to university, he spent much of his time developing in the NBA Global Academy based in Canberra, Australia. The NBA Global Academy has basically taken over what the AIS used to do for young Australian basketball players, and ensure that these players are getting the right nutrition, exercise, and basketball knowledge, plus a bunch of other things that can help prolong their life as a professional basketball player, and potentially make the NBA. In fact, Taran's time in the academy was overshadowed by some other very talented players. Players like the number 6 pick in the 2021 NBA draft in Josh Giddey, or potential 2022 first rounder and G League Ignite player in Dyson Daniels, or the other numerous players who are currently playing professionally in the NBL or playing Division I basketball in the States. It's fair to say that he went under everyone's radar, but with his current play in college, I think he's starting to make his way. So after the academy, Taran went to California Baptist University as A, to have an up-and-coming basketball program built with a fair amount of Aussie players, and B, his older brother Trae currently plays there. Under Rick Croy, who was an assistant at St. Mary's, a breeding ground for Aussies playing in Division I college competition, he took what his former mentor and head coach at St. Mary's Randy Bennett did and employed that with CBU, building their team around young talented Aussies. And this is where Taran comes in. As of recording this, Taran is currently averaging 12.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 8.8 assists on 48% shooting as a freshman. He's on a nightly triple-double watch, having already earned one against San Jose State with 16 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds, and has already beaten the program's record for most assists in a game with 15 against North Dakota. So let's look at his strengths, and if you've seen him play or watched some footage, who does he remind you of? Well, let me know down below in the comments. Let's start off with the obvious. This dude's passing and court vision is absolutely insane. Now it's funny saying this because they were both teammates and they sort of look the same, but his passing is Giddey-esque. If you're on the court with Taran, you want to have your hands ready because he can pretty much sling that ball to anywhere he wants. Whether it's with the pick and roll or finding the open man in the corner, Armstrong is going to get the ball where he wants. Next, we have his rebounding. As a 6'5" guard, Armstrong is a terrific rebounder and this helps get the offense kick-started. Once he gets the rebound, the team is ready, and he'll control the offense from the start, which helps CBU get points on the board. Another thing I like is that he's not afraid to attack inside. Now, although he's only 6'5", and he's not that solid, it doesn't stop him from trying to attack the hoop. Usually after having a screen set for him, he'll want to try and attack the rim, and has some great moves inside. And lastly, this dude hustles. If that ball's anywhere near him, he's jumping for it, diving for it, or just trying to get it off his opponent. Now, although I love his strengths, I also need to talk about his weaknesses. The glaring one is that he does not have a consistent jump shot. He averages 29% from deep, which is a really big concern, as we all know how important the 3 game is in the NBA. And he'll need to make big strides in that if he moves up some draft boards. Another weakness I see is his ability to create for himself. His dribble, although it's not terrible, it definitely needs to pick up if he wants to get in the NBA. He struggles to use his dribble to break down defensive and instead relies heavily on the pick and roll to get inside and potentially score. Now he converts quite well on these, but at the same time, when the competition gets much stronger, they'll be able to read this much better and be able to shut him down straight away. Also, another one of his weaknesses is that he can be quite turnover prone. Although his passes, like I said before, can be amazing, it also becomes pretty predictable for defenses to know when he passes, and like I said before, his dribbling can be quite sloppy, which leads them to many turnovers. Now, although he's had some bad games where he's had 7 turnovers for 1 assist, he also has had some great ones like 11 assists with no turnovers. So, I think this is one part of his game that he's already working on and has shown some improvement. Now, another major point that I can't ignore is the competition. As of right now, CBU and Taran have not really versed top tier competition. Now, that's not exactly Taran's fault, but just the situation they're in. But when they did first top tier competition in Texas, Taran did fail to deliver. Taran finished the game with only 6 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist to go with 7 turnovers, which is a bit of a yikes. But if you watch the clips, he deserved more than 1 assist. In fact, from what I counted, he should have got 7 more assists, only counting open looks and buckets that players should be getting. So, although he probably struggled a little bit under pressure, I think it's unfair to unload all the blame on him for that. But in a couple of games, he'll be able to prove himself against top tier competition again against Arizona, which have a great basketball program. So it's fair to say that many scouts and NBA GMs will be watching that game. So overall, I think Taran has got the attention of many NBA scouts. In fact, if he keeps up his performances and stays around his averages, he could be just the 4th ever freshman to lead the NCAA in assists, following in the footsteps of TJ Ford, Lonzo Ball, and Trae Young. And I think it's fair to say that he didn't have the same hype as these fellas did when they entered college. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, as of right now, the dude isn't even on any 2022 mock drafts, but surely that will change soon. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Like I say all the time, any support would be greatly appreciated. Whether it be liking this video, subscribing to my channel, or even just commenting down below your thoughts on Taran Armstrong, what your likes are, dislikes, and who he reminds you of. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good one.